But first tonight, President Biden touted triumphs and pushed his plans for the future in his second State of the Union address.
But I've never been more optimistic about our future, about the future of America. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
And this is Nightside. I'm Dave Wagner.
And I'm Carolina Lee. The president touched on everything from jobs and infrastructure to addiction and taxes.
Yeah, the president proposed a lot of plans for our future. So tonight we break down the biggest takeaways that affect us right here in the Tampa Bay area. We start with his plans to combat climate change and the devastation that follows.
The climate crisis doesn't care if you're in a red or blue state. It's an existential threat. We have an obligation, not to ourselves, but to our children and grandchildren, to confront it.
The president specifically mentioned devastating natural disasters and the long road to recovery, including right here in Florida after Hurricanes Ian and Nicole. President Biden says his goal is to create new electric grids and update roads and water systems to withstand future storms. These goals match up with Florida's priorities to invest in the environment. Governor Ron DeSantis has pledged $3.5 billion over the next 4 years to protect our environment and combat climate change.
President Biden also focused on immigration tonight, trying to bridge the gap between Democrats and Republicans on issues and pushing for Congress to pass legislation.
If we don't pass my comprehensive immigration reform, at least pass my plan to provide the equipment and officers to secure the border, and a pathway to citizenship for dreamers, those on temporary status, farm workers, essential workers.
The push comes as state leaders say we are seeing an unprecedented level of migrant landings on Florida coasts. This year, the Florida National Guard has seen an uptick of people arriving in the Florida Keys. Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency over the influx. Since then, Florida leaders have identified more than 300 landings and more than 5,200 migrants coming ashore. Tonight, the president says he has a record number of personnel working to secure the border and says unlawful migration is down 97% from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela.
And finally, a big focus tonight on bolstering Medicare and Social Security, two topics that affect millions of Floridians.
So tonight, let's all agree, and we apparently are, let's stand up for seniors. Stand up and show them. We will not cut Social Security. We will not cut Medicare.
Right now, more than 4.8 million Floridians rely on Medicare benefits, and Florida has the fourth highest number of Social Security recipients in the nation. Tonight, President Biden vowed to fight against proposals to cut both programs and promised to extend the Medicare Trust Fund by at least 2 decades. Now, the president will be here in Tampa to tout his plans for Social Security and Medicare on Thursday. We will be there to bring you complete coverage on the president's visit to the Bay Area.